The Coach Curl podcast is brought to you by Think and Grow Business, the home of the Think and Grow Business Mastermind. If you're serious about growing your business, get serious and join a mastermind group today. Find out more at thinkandgrowbusiness.com.au.
Discipline helps you become a great leader. Find out more in today's episode 125 of the Coach Curl podcast. Hey there, and welcome to episode 125 of the Coach Curl podcast. And this is the final piece in the transformative mind. And this is all about what makes a leader great. What makes a great leader? What makes a leader great? Part of that concept is the concept of the transformative mind, that ability to take knowledge and turn it into action. And the final piece of that puzzle is discipline. And discipline is one of those critical aspects that we all need to be successful in our lives. If we don't have discipline, what we end up with is a life littered with attempts at grasping opportunities, lost opportunities, half-filled projects, surrounded by things like the latest fads, the latest trends, chasing maybe opportunities that aren't meant for you. So discipline is this final piece in the transformative mind. So in my experience, I've learned that there isn't much that separates people that are successful and those that aren't. And when we actually sit back and we analyze some of the things where we analyze the characteristics, the traits of successful people and unsuccessful people, we often find that it's not talent that separates them. You know, in my understanding, I would imagine there are more people that have amazing and immense talent who are unsuccessful than those that have achieved success with the talent that they have. I also know it's not skills, and many will blame their lack of success on upbringing, conditioning, where they were born, but it can play a role, of course it does, but it's not our upbringing that constitutes or is a major precursor in success. You can't have success. Now, admittedly, you cannot have success if you don't have skills or talent. So it's very rare you see an untalented or an unskilled person become successful, although there have been one or two. We all need to have some level of foundation in those areas. And upbringing, where we were born, you know, it certainly plays a role. You know, realistically born in a poverty-ravaged town in one of the Asian countries, potentially, is certainly a harder place to drive and build success from than it would be in, say, mainstream Australia or mainstream America. So, of course, it's got an effect. But what I've found is that the one thing you cannot have success without, is discipline. And sustainable success comes with discipline. So having a mindset instilled with an iron will helps that concept of drive. It helps what we spoke about in our last podcast, that concept of drive. It provides many with the drive to achieve their success. And often we'll see a person with discipline overcome those who have more talent. They'll often overcome those that have more skill. And they'll often overcome those born into more advantageous areas or circumstance. Discipline is a necessary part of our success. The biggest success in my life has always come about through discipline. But importantly, the biggest areas of regret that I and many others have in their lives have come when we've acknowledged that we had a lack of discipline. So give me an opportunity to provide an explanation. So in 2018, my wife and I committed to running the New York Marathon. Of course, you all know about that if you've been following the podcast. And during that process, we planned the training, and we planned it to take place over the course of a year. And every step of the way, the challenge was to remain committed. Now, along the way, we faced many obstacles. There was injuries, there was associated pain, I had calf tears, I had plantar fasciitis, But the biggest investment came from time. And the biggest investment with that time was in putting kilometres or miles on the road. Now, the biggest obstacle that I faced actually came 4 days before the actual New York Marathon, where I tore my right calf for about the third time during the course of the year. So I was in one of those Russian roulette situations. The calf would feel good, I'd start running again, I'd tear it again. So it was just almost like a constant. Now, for me to overcome a tear in the calf 4 days before a marathon either meant I had to become a miracle worker or I had to utilize the discipline that I'd instilled in this journey to overcome potential pain, to stop my mind thinking about the potential risks that were involved, and to work through that to make sure that I was able to achieve the goal. So I needed to instill discipline into my mindset, because otherwise that whole year of training for what we did on November 4 would have fallen by the wayside. And what we ultimately did was we achieved the marathon. That was pretty awesome. But it was the discipline that was created along the way, the discipline of getting up on those cold winter mornings to go for a run, that created that ability for me to be able to create that iron will in my mindset to complete the task that we set out to do. So it was discipline created along the journey that created the long-term satisfaction that that achieving the result created for us. Now, importantly, regret is also a concept that's centered around around the principle of discipline. And in this case, it's a lack of discipline. And I know that I can never achieve my childhood dream of playing high-level rugby league or cricket in our country. And because when I had that chance, I lacked the discipline to be able to focus in on one particular sport, to really enhance and become very specific in the skill set needed in those particular sports. I was taking a long bow. I was involved in everything. I surfed, I played cricket, I played football. I was doing everything. I was holding down a part-time job. I was, hanging around with mates. But it was that lack of discipline that was needed. I needed discipline to take me to the next level. And unfortunately, that discipline was never there. There was too many fingers in the pot. There was too many irons in the fire. And it just never eventuated. But importantly, now I've got that skill set of discipline so that when I want to focus in or need to focus in on something, I can, because I've been able to build that skill of discipline. And when we talk about the skill of discipline, it really is it's something that we do. Okay? Discipline is something that we do. It's not something that we just merely think. It's something that we do. Now, mindset goes a long way towards instilling the belief that we do it, but it's actually something that we do. And it means that we have to get things done. So how often have we been faced with an upcoming project, that suddenly there was a good movie on TV, or that there was the rain made us feel like it was going to be one of those Netflix and chill days, and we stop what we should be doing and do something that gives us some shorter term satisfaction, but puts pressure on us in building the major project potentially that we should have been working on. This is where discipline comes in. It starts with the mindset, but ultimately it means we have to get stuff done. And let's be honest, there are many times in our lives that we would probably not prefer to have to do what it is that we have to do. I know when it comes to me taking time to do some writing for my upcoming books, I know that it takes some discipline to remove distractions, to chunk in some time, and to try and get it done. To get it done. I know that when it's 4:30 on a wintry morning and it's some ridiculous cold degrees, it takes discipline for me to jump out of the warm snugness of my bed and go for that run. For some, it may be the concept of confronting conflict at work or something like that. You know, it's not just, it's something that we do. When we build our skill set in discipline, we're able to confront these things and we can get out there and get them done. Discipline allows us to live up to our commitments, absolutely. Keep the promises that we've made, and awesome. At the end of the day, we feel awesome because we've delivered on that. So to have discipline in our lives, it means we must have an attention to detail. It goes without saying that we start to cross the T's and dot the I's. You know, it's one thing to have a big picture, absolutely, but to make that big picture work, we've got to go on a journey, and that journey requires a lot of detail. We need to be able to prioritize in our life what's important for us to be doing at the moment. Otherwise, everything seems to be important, even though there is a vast variety of things that are simply not. Now, one of the aspects that I like to talk about when it comes to discipline is that we need to challenge ourselves intentionally to go out and get the stuff done that we need to get done. And how we do that is going to become a personal thing for you. Whether you attack that first up in the morning when you're feeling energetic, or you set the timer and spend some specific time on it, there's a variety of ways that you can do that. But we need to challenge ourselves with intention to get stuff done that we need to get done. And from a leadership aspect, creating discipline comes and aligns with the concept of above-the-line leadership. Now, if you haven't heard about above-the-line leadership, give us a yell and I'll send you out a infographic all about above-the-line leadership. So make contact through our Coach Girl page and just say above-the-line infographic, please. But the above-the-line leadership is all about, we've got actions that sit above the line and we've got actions that sit below the line. Now, if we're involved in below-the-line leadership, we're looking at always blaming others. We're denying that bad stuff's happening, and we're making excuses for everything, right? So that's below the line. When we operate above the line, we accept ownership, we accept accountability, and we're taking on the responsibilities. It's a very clear difference when it comes to discipline around our leadership. We either accept the ownership, become accountable for the results, and are responsible for our team, or we scattergun the blame, make every excuse under the sun, many leaders will put more effort into their excuses than what they do in their actions. Pretty dumb, but unfortunately that's what they do. But when you operate above the line, that's when you can really start to instill some discipline into your leadership practices and help make you a better leader. I hope you've taken some value out of our session today, out of our podcast today. I really, if you feel that this podcast can add value to others, please share. If you know a leader that can really benefit from some of those concepts, absolutely. We appreciate and value people that share our podcast and share the value that we add to leaders and businesses around the world. Once again, a big thank you to Think and Grow Business, our main sponsor. Check them out at thinkandgrowbusiness.com.au, and they're really heavily focused on personal, professional and business growth. They'll help you kickstart whatever it is that you need to get kickstarted. Another shout out to the fact that once upon a time, back in 2016, I wrote a book. It's called Seriously Simple Stuff to Get You Unstuck. It's available where all good books are sold online. You can also pick up a signed or a digital copy at tonycurl.com.au, my author's page. And don't forget, 20% of every book sold goes to support the work being done by Carter's Cause, who are raising funds and awareness for Heart Kids Australia. So a fantastic reason to buy, an added bonus, I guess, for buying the book. Our new sponsor is, of course, Totally Builderall. Builderall 3.0 is being launched within the next week or so. So please, if you're interested in a fully digital integrated marketing suite for your business, get in there now at totallybuilderall.com.au. Sign up for the free 7-day trial, and you too can be not only making the benefits of using the tools to grow your own business, but also you benefit from every time you recommend or refer the product. So it's an amazing product. So that's available at totallybuilderall.com. And don't forget, 74 programs now sit within the Coach Curl Academy. So if you do want to strengthen your mindset, strengthen your leadership, or strengthen your business, there is a program there for you. If you've got a problem, it is outlined in a course on how you can fix that problem within the Coach Curl Academy. As per always, you know, stronger, braver, and wiser. You're still standing. There is so much left for you to do. So you are stronger. Everything that has come before you has led you to where you are now. And you're stronger, braver, and wiser. And don't ever forget the golden rule. Yes, you know what it is. Just don't be an arsehole. I'll see you next week.